Good morning, lovelies. I know I'm a little bit on the late side today. Well, good morning, all. Just wanted to come before you guys briefly today. I always say briefly, and my briefly can be 7 minutes or 17 minutes. So we'll see how this one goes today. So good morning and welcome to Speak Out Chronicles with your girl. Good morning, Uncle Neil. How are you? So I just want to come before you guys this morning really briefly with a quick message, quick word for you guys. And this goes for everybody, not just the Speak Out members, but if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I am the founder of Speak Out Now, and we raise awareness for child sexual abuse and rape and help with the overall healing process. Sorry, you guys, can't get my words right today. So I want to talk a little bit about your worth, and I've said this earlier in the year as far as 2018, being your year of increase and you increasing your worth and your value. And when I say that, I am speaking of not just financial. I am speaking of you as a whole. I've spoke before about God making you royalty and we all being royalty, and God made us to, to prosper. We have all these many different tests that we go through, but at the end of the day, we can be successful, right? So we want to be successful financially. We also want to be successful when it comes to us spiritually. You don't have to be holier than thou and all that to know your worth, just as you as a person as a whole. So when I speak of knowing your worth, I'm not going to get all into like the math, the statistics and all that. I'm having a real hard time with that, but you can Google it, and if you want to increase your financial worth, of course, you're going to pray on it and, write your vision, make it plain, and make sure that you follow your rules and cross it off as you go. But today I really, really want to speak to you about your personal worth, about your worth as a person, and excuse me, setting the standards for the way someone treats you, right? For instance, sometimes us ladies, we go through, and I'm not just ladies, but men as well, we go through situations where, let's just take our topic, where we've been sexually abused, mentally abused, or whatever the case is, right? And because of those things that we go through, we sometimes feel like we're not worth that healthy love. We feel like we're not worth someone treating us right? So somewhere along the way, we decided, or the person decided that it was okay to treat us a certain way, and it's not. But you can walk into a situation and feel like you got this, you can be confident in who you are, what you're going to do, but somewhere along the way, the other person feels like it's okay to tear you down. And they do it so much to where you feel like you're no longer worth someone speaking to you with respect. So you start believing these things that, these individuals are saying. And sometimes people do it just and not realize that they're doing it. And sometimes people do it to tear you down to make themselves feel better, right? So what we need to do is start recognizing those little jabs, those little things that may make you feel some type of way. You may not do anything about it, or you guys may laugh it off and it may not be a big deal. But sometimes, words are powerful. Once you say it, you can't take it back. Once it's out in the atmosphere, it is what it is. It's said. And you just have to figure out what you're willing to deal with and what you're not going to deal with. For instance, I'll give you a little bit. I always say I'm transparent, and I go into my life sometimes. So I was in a bad marriage, and you guys see me. Not saying I'm all that, but I'm worth it, right? And I've somewhere along the way lost who I was because I allowed him to speak to me any kind of way. I allowed him to do whatever it is that he wanted to do, and I still took him back, and it's like somewhere along the way, I made it okay for him to treat me any kind of way, for him to do anything to me. So we have to, as people, as individuals who are royalty that God made us, start recognizing those little things. He made it bad for everybody, because me now, First sign that I see of a little jab or of, somebody trying to tear me down and tell me that I cannot do what God said that I can do, you get X'd, like off the muscle. I'm not having it. And I know my worth now. I know what God said I can have. I know what I can be. I know my potential. You know what I mean? And it's not that we don't always know. It's just sometimes we get into a routine, or we may love somebody, so we allow them to do stupid stuff to us, and we think it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal at the end of the day, because if you're with someone, say 15 years, right? And they tear you down the entire time and there's no building up, you start believing that mess and you start acting accordingly. And then when you kind of look in the mirror and you see exactly what God has made you, and you start acting different, they think, oh, you change, or you this or you that. No, I've always been this. I just allowed you to cloud my judgment. What does that mean? You were stupefied at the time? Or stupid in love, right? That's what you mean, Dre? But, it's just one day you wake up and you realize, or God has taken that veil off your eyes and you realize that you are more than what this person or these people have said. I mean, and I'm not just talking about relationships. Sometimes family members will tell you that you won't amount to anything. You won't be anything. You're not worth anything. And because these are people that are supposed to love us, we believe the words that are coming out of their mouth, because words are powerful. Like life and death is in the power of the tongue. So if you tell a teenager or a young child that they ain't never gonna be nothing, and they ain't worth this and they ain't worth that, they kind of, they navigate through life because you already done put this in their brain, in the back of their brain, so they don't know their worth until, they get saved or someone else comes along and say, hey, you're worth it. Hey, you're beautiful. Hey, you're handsome, or whatever the case is. And, they start, sometimes it takes someone else to open their eyes to see exactly what they are. Right? So point of today is know your worth. See those warning signs, because sometimes people will give you the sales rep when you first meet them, when you first get around them, family members too, because I talked about, the mask and everything. So, a lot of times when you first start interacting with people give you the sales rep. Good morning, Kimmy. They give you the sales rep. You think they're just a wonderful person, and they show you what they want you to know. But then when people start showing you their true colors and they start showing you who they really are, believe them. Because anybody who has to tear you down to make themselves feel better, they're not around. They're not for you. And that's not who God intended for you to be around in your little circle. And again, I'm talking relationship. I'm talking family members. I don't care if it's your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. Like, it is what it is. Anyone who tears you down and don't help you big up your worth and help you see your worth and support you, they ain't for you. That's just not who God intended to be around you. I'm just saying. So know your worth. Know the warning signs. And it could be something as small as, oh, you think you all that. Why shouldn't I think I'm all that? I'm not saying that I am. I'm not saying me, but I'm just saying those little statements. You think you all that. Well, why can't I be all that? If God made me royalty, why can't I be all that? Why can't I walk around here with my head high and think that I'm pretty, think that I'm handsome, or, think I am what's up? Why can't I think that? Why can't I feel like that? You know what I mean? I should be able to walk around here and feel however I want to feel about myself and be good with myself and be comfortable in the skin that I am, the person that I am, and not have to fake no jacks and pretend like I'm somebody else when God made me who I am and I'm going to be this person. Period. In the story. It's like one of those, you take it or you leave it. You're right, Dre. The tongue will cut you down, make you feel like crap, make you feel like you're not worth it, make you feel like nothing. I myself, I choose to know my worth. At one point, I admit, I did not know my worth. I didn't. And people on the outside would look at me, even when I, was a little heavier, I I always dress nice because I like fashion. I like makeup. I always did that. So on the outside, I looked a certain way, but on the inside, I was a hot mess. I was tore up from the flow up. Like, I would look, sorry, you guys. I had the wrong thing. But I would look in the mirror and I was not able to see the royalty that God made me. I was not able to see the pretty young woman that I was because I was in such a bad headspace that I allowed somebody to tear me down to where I started to believe in it. Like, I walked into a relationship like I'm all that, couldn't tell me nothing, and it was before the children and everything. And then, when you have someone who's not sure of themselves and you had to kind of stroke their ego and make them feel like a man, that kind of thing, it's like, as you're stroking their ego, their goal is to tear you down and make them feel like they this big when they really this. Because they don't think much of themselves, so they don't want you to think anything of yourself, And a lot of times we can be in a relationship with somebody. Sorry, look, my contacts are kind of blurry. I lost my glasses. But a lot of times you can be in a relationship and you can, like I said, stroke this person's ego, and you make them feel so good about themselves, and their one goal is to tear you down so that you don't surpass them, because the devil will use them. They see exactly what God has placed in you and what you're really going to be, but they can't handle it. So because they can't handle it, they tear you down. They tell you nothing. They try to sabotage you in every way. Like, I was with a man who I went to go open a business, and this man at every turn told me that I couldn't do it. You're not going to do it. Don't do that. Blah, blah, blah. Like, and if I had listened to him, I would not have been successful at, my business. I mean, I ended up closing it for my own reasons, years later, but the initial, why couldn't I get that? Go ahead, hon. Like, do you? Like, I'm behind you 100%. We got to change our mindset. You're right, Kim. We have to change our mindset, and we have to see ourselves for what we are and not pay attention to what others say, because God will speak to us and give us visions, give us dreams, give us ideas. Those are God's ideas for you to be successful. But we allow other people to tear us down and make us feel like we can't do it. So we don't. Then we end up in the same spot where we were 10 years prior, and we're like, whoa me, oh, why didn't I do this? I don't want to live with any regret. I'm not going to regret anything, any idea. Listen, I'm jumping out there. I'm stepping out there. I'm going to step out there on faith because I know what God made me. I didn't always feel like that. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Dre. And he said that to me. It's funny that you say that. Dre said that he hated everything I did because he knew I was going to be on top before him. And that's exactly what happened. And when I became successful and when things started moving for me, he started doing like underhanded stuff. And, that dream was crazy. Like, he even went really, really, really far as to violate our child. Like, I don't know what that was all about, but that's why Speak Out exists. God had another plan. I don't know. But I've never understood how you can be in love with somebody or love somebody or be in a marriage or a relationship or whatever with somebody and feel like you have to be in competition. There's no competition. If we are partners, we are partners. Let's do this together. Let's put our stuff together and let's make this thing happen. Let's be successful together. See, everybody don't have that same mindset. Yeah, you're right. But, again, you guys, know your worth. See those warning signs. See those people as they are. When they come at you and they say a little jab, such as, I made you. You ain't nothing without me. How about you're nothing without me? Like, how about I make you something? How about switch it around on them? But the first sign of that stuff, be out. Be out. I know my worth. I'm not doing it. I ain't never, ever gonna let anybody, family member, boyfriend, husband, sister, cousin, whatever. You're not gonna tell me that I'm not gonna be successful. You're not gonna tell me that I'm not worth it, because I'm worth it. I had somebody tell me, oh, no one's going to love you the way I love you. Oh, really? So that means that you think that I'm not capable of having a healthy relationship other than you. Watch this. Just saying. Just saying. Know your worth, you guys. You know, I cannot stress that enough. I am living proof that you can come out of that slump that you're in, and you can see your worth, and you can move according to how God wanted you to move in the first place. Don't let love, I know they say love is blind, love is blind, love is blind, but when you're connected to a higher power, things are confirmed. You can see things. That gut feeling, you're right, Sherry. Do not ignore that gut feeling. When somebody shows you who they are and they start taking jabs at your self-esteem, get out. Get out. Run for the hills. Because like I said, I walked into a relationship and was so sure of myself. Years later, I lost myself. I had the kids. I let him tell me, oh, you're ugly. Now look at me. I ain't tooting my own horn, but I ain't bad looking, you guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. How I believe that. Even with the other attention, the outside attention, you know, I would always get compliments and everything. But because that one person I wanted to feel a certain type of way about me or see me a certain type of way did not. So I believed what he wanted me to believe. And this goes for the men too, because you have women out there that will stroke your ego, and you have women out there that will tear you down to the ground because they don't feel like anything about themselves, right? Yeah, that's true. To really know the people who truly love you and loves God. Anybody who loves God is not going to tear you down. Anybody who has a relationship with God will not tear you down. Because they understand that you are already royalty. They already understand that. That's the number one. So then their job is, as your sister or your brother in Christ, is to help build you up. When they see you fall, instead of talking about you, they'll pray for you. Just saying. Oh, thank you. My heart is healed, not healing, Andre. Healed. God is amazing. And I cannot stress enough, like, God is amazing. God does wonderful, wonderful things on a daily basis. And just, this is years in the making, Dre. This is not something that just happened. Good morning. This is not something that just happened. This is not something that happens overnight. It took a little while. It took some tearing down. It took some dark moments. It took some dark nights, for me to actually get it. You know what I mean? And I would honestly say the last year of my life, not saying I wasn't sure of myself before then, because I've been divorced for quite some time, but this past year of my life showed me a lot of different things. I was shown a lot of different things about my worth. I was showed a lot of different things about just who I am as a person, even though I already know. Good morning, Jerry. Just about my life and who I am. This past year, my life has changed in every aspect. My location, my relationship status changed. My relationship with God has changed. Everything has changed. And not saying that, you know, these things weren't there before, but I think the change is what brought me to the place where I am now. Speak Out was developed out of a dark place. Right before I left town, you know, I found out my daughter was sexually abused. And that broke me. Well, I ain't gonna say it broke me. It almost broke me. It almost broke me and almost made me feel like to go back to that dark place where I was like, oh, woe me, not woe me, but Lord, you know, God, why me? And, you know, all those different emotions. I went through all those things, and I'm not saying that I'm perfect and I don't have moments, because this is traumatic to find out what I found out and to be able to move the way I move. So now I know my worth. Now I know not to accept anybody on any level that they're willing to give it to me. Because if it don't meet my standards, then to the left you go. And I ain't trying to be funny. I'm not trying to say that I'm all that, but I'm all that. I'm all that. Good morning, Rob. I am all that. Good morning, Ruth. I'm all that, a bag of chips and all that stuff, because guess what? That's who God made me. That's who I'm going to continue to be. I'm going to continue to do his work, and no one is going to tell me that I can't do it, because I can. And I've been doing it, and I've been showing proof that God is able to take you from a dark place and put you in the light and make you see the light and make you see things for what they really are. It's a cold, cold world out here. So it's not like, I'm not saying dog eat dog kind of world, like, but you guys have to be on your post. You have to man up, you have to woman up, and you have to know your worth. You have to set the standards for how people treat you. Know your worth spiritually, in the natural. Know your worth financially, because that matters. People say, oh, the money is the root of all evil. No, it is not. You need money to live. You need money to pay your bills. You have to take care of your kids. If you want a vacation, you need money. So know your net worth as well. People don't understand that, but look it up. And there's ways of finding out your net worth and improving it. Because I really planned on increasing my net worth in 2018. I spoke about that, like, I think it was New Year's, day after New Year's. I spoke about that, knowing, your worth. I mean, increasing your worth for 2018. But know your worth, people. Don't allow anyone to tear you down. Don't allow anyone to tell you that you can't do it. You're not this, you're not that, because you are. You are just that. And when you deal with situations that hurt you really deeply, like I've been in a dark place where, I'm literally laying behind my couch, crying, body hurt. Lord, help me. I need your help. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get out of this. Right? In those dark moments, God will show you the light, and he will take you through. You just got to pray for a strategy and how to get out of the situation that you're in. And I know sometimes we be so in love. Trust me, you guys, I get it. You be loving a person so bad, and you just want them to love you the way you love them. And sometimes it's just not going to happen, because that ain't what God intended for you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but when people start showing you that kind of stuff, you got to go. Pray for your exit strategy and be out. You ain't never got to tell them, because let me tell you, I prayed for my exit strategy with my marriage, and one day God just said, go. And when he opened that door, I not even walked through it. I ran through that door. I took that opportunity, then I ended my marriage. And that was something big. After 15 years, I just decided to do it one day and did not cry about it, did not look back, because God gave me that comfort to move forward, because he had other plans for me and he wanted me out of the situation. But I didn't see it because I was so in love. Yeah, God is definitely doing his thing. That's right, Lester. J.R. Lester. This is so amazing how my glasses do much better than these stupid contacts. I lost my glasses, you guys, after I came back from my trip, and I have no idea where my babies are, but I hate contacts. But that's right, and I am, Jerry. So you guys, know your worth. Don't allow anyone to talk to you any kind of way. I don't care who they are. I don't care how you feel about them. And you ain't got to be all disrespectful. You ain't got to be mean and, come at them a certain way. Just let them know, listen, I don't like what you said to me. I don't believe that. You ain't got to be mean. Me, sometimes, I'm going to be completely transparent. I can be a little bit mean sometimes when people talk to me any kind of way. And I think it's because I dealt with it so long that I decided I wasn't going to accept anybody on any level that they willing to give me. So when you come at me with a jab, I might blow up on you. I ain't going to lie to you. I ain't all the way there yet. You guys pray for me in that department, because I have what's the word? I just lost my train of thought. It gets to me when someone feels like they can tear you down and make a joke out of it, like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. This is what I really meant. Or, like a blatant shut you down, tell you that you're nothing in so many words, or you ain't gonna be nothing, or you can't surpass me type of thing, and downplay it. When you got to look at them with the third eye, it's a jab. It's a tear down. Don't let nobody tear you down and tell you down nothing. I don't even know why I even said this, where this message came from today, but this is for somebody, not just me. This is for somebody out here. So you guys continue to speak out, continue to know your worth. I cannot stress that enough. You know, my worth has, me realizing what my worth is, has me in different positions in my life. Some good, some not so comfortable. I'm not going to say bad. Some not so comfortable situations. And it is what it is, because I'm going to let God, again, do whatever it is that he is doing in my life. I'm going to follow God. I'm going to do what I need to do for God and for my life and winning. That's the main focus now, you know. But I know my worth. Know your worth. Know your worth, people. Know your worth. Know your worth. Lovelies, it's very important that you don't allow people to tear you down. But you guys have a blessed day. I don't want to hold you too long. I know everybody's, you know, probably either at work, sneaking on the live, or getting ready for work. I'm about to start working a little bit. But know your worth and don't allow anybody to treat you any kind of way. You set the standard. And if you are in a relationship or you're in a situation, again, it doesn't have to be boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife type of thing. Even if it's just your bestie. Your bestie tear you down. If you say, girl or dude, my dude, I'm about to go on this business venture, I'm gonna open this up, and they tell you that you can't, your bestie should be like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, let's, you know, let me help you do some research. You know what I'm saying? So that relationship, the bestie always complaining about what you're trying to do successful, you might have to reevaluate your circle and reevaluate who you call your bestie. I'm just saying, because my best friend, she don't do all that. She encourages things, even if she thinks that it's not a great idea. If she don't see the vision right then and there, she'd be like, "Okay, I support you. Well, tell me if you need me to help you do anything," because that's my best friend, and she only wants to see me win. You know what I mean? So after I step out on it, and she see it, she was like, you know what, I was a little skeptical, but I didn't want to discourage you. So, you know, I was like, you know, I'm behind you. And look, that is a friend. That is someone you want in your corner, because they're not going to discourage you. Now, if it's something dangerous, of course, you want them to be like, listen, you know, fall back. I don't know if you should do that kind of thing, you know. But I said that to say this. Know who's in your corner. Know who supports you. Know who loves you. Love God. Allow God to love you back so that you can see your worth. And so you can get out of your situation, or you can set your standard a little bit higher than what you have. We always, you know, just keep on reaching. There's always another level of worth. I'm trying to get to the highest one. I ain't saying I want to be a millionaire, but I wouldn't mind, you know, being able to take a plane or, you know, do my phone again. Anyway. Mornings are busy for me. So you guys, again, you have a blessed day. I know I kept you a little longer than usual, but you guys remember to speak out. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and check out our groups there. Know your worth. Know your worth. I can't stress this enough. I might say it again in another message later on. Who knows? Whenever God gives it back to me again, it'll probably come out again. But you guys have a blessed and wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to speak out.